first speaker this evening is Vanessa Hughes. Vanessa is speaking from a pathway speech. The time of her speech is 5 to 7 minutes. The name is called The Golden Rule. Vanessa is from Arlington, Virginia. She currently resides in Charlotte, North Carolina. Some of her special achievements have been completing the Competent Communicator Manual and the Competent Leader Manual, as well as completing Level 2 in Pathways. Her hobbies is playing the bass guitar, and she is a huge movie buff. She currently works as a data manager and is attending Brunswick Community College in order to transfer to the university, UNCW, excuse me. She joined Toastmasters because she had a fear of public speaking, and Toastmasters has helped her overcome that fear. Please welcome Vanessa.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
You're welcome.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. The Golden Rule. It's something we're taught as young as kindergarten, sometimes even before that, and it's to be nice, to be kind. And the main principle is to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And it's a simple principle. It's a moral behavior, moral code. It's something that spans a lot of different cultures, societies, religion, philosophy. And I was recently watching a seminar, and it was called A Charter for Compassion. And in it, the speaker was talking about the different ways that we are empathetic and show kindness to each other. And she made a really good point. She said, every culture in one way or another has a universal belief, and that is the Golden Rule. People in all different cultures have a different way of communicating that. It shows up in the book of Leviticus and the King James Bible, all the way back to the 16th century. And it can be a little tricky because we all find different behaviors to be acceptable, but it boils down to treating people with respect. And that is something I would hope that we all strive to do. It is important, and I think sometimes in our society we miss the mark when it comes to bullying. There's bullying in a lot of different forms. It's in the schoolyard, we know about that, but it also can transfer into the workplace. Professionally, it can definitely transfer to online communication. I think that online communication has made it easier to bully people or to be unpleasant, unpleasant. And I think that you can see that if you read a news article, if you look at a Facebook post. Sometimes when you read the comment thread, it's awful, and people are mean and calling each other names. And I think that the way to prevent this would be to think about what you're typing, say it out loud. Think about, would I, in a face-to-face conversation, looking someone in the eye, would I say this to them? Probably not sometimes. I've seen some really horrible comments, and I doubt that the person would say it to someone's face, or they wouldn't have any friends, I would think. It is definitely something that we could work on, and I would say when I look at, if you're looking at a political article or something about religion, it gets heated, the comment section. And I would think that the best way to prevent that would really be to think about what you're posting. It's not a permanent record, but it's out there for everybody to see, and you should maybe lean towards being a little more kind and using constructive criticism like we do here in Toastmasters. Now, I would say that on the flip side of that, there are societies that live by the Golden Rule. And one of those is the Ladakhi people of the Himalayas. They do not have a policing, so to speak, and they don't have a formal government, but they live in a very nice, harmonious society. And when sociologists studied this, they found that they are truly living by the Golden Rule, and that is that's why they have low crime, low violence. They don't steal from their neighbors, they don't call names, they don't do nasty things to each other, and they live in a very pleasant society. It does help to teach children to be kind, but it has to follow us into adulthood. We can't tell children to be nice if we're not doing that. You lead by example, so you also have to be nice. If you smile at someone, they usually smile back. If you do something nice, they're not soon to forget it. It is definitely something that we should strive to do. And I know that for me, I had a run-in when I was younger. I was 17, driving, loud music, being a distracted driver, and I rear-ended a lady at a stoplight because I didn't stop soon enough. And she got out, and I was like, this lady's gonna just rake me over the coals. And she didn't. She said, look, it's a little scratch. I don't care, it's okay, but I really want you to be more careful. And that happened again to me last year. I was sitting at the gas station, parked, can't go anywhere, and this guy started backing up really fast and he hit my car. And it was just like, I honked. I mean, he just was in his own world. But he got out, he was very young, probably 17, crying, and it cracked my bumper. But I drive a really old car, don't care. And I said to him that lady came back to mind, and I said, don't worry about it, but please just be careful. And he gave me a big hug, and so it was kind of a paying it forward, but I am not 17 anymore, well over that, but I remember that, and I remembered that she did that for me. And so I thought, you know, I'm just gonna be nice, I'm gonna be nice, and he was very thankful. I will close with one of my favorite quotes, because you know I love good quotes. It is from the Dalai Lama, and he said that our main purpose in life is to help others. If you can't help them, at least don't harm them. I think that seems pretty easy, Madam or Mr. Toastmaster.